Okay, good morning. I'm sorry for my background. My children decided to make a fort in my office, so I am in one of my son's room this morning. Good afternoon to those that are on the other side of the world. I'm in Texas, so it is 7 o'clock in the morning here. I'm super excited. Um, if you have any questions, please use the little Q&A. I'll be checking it periodically. Um, and a lot of this is going to be me screen sharing. So again, any questions or if you want to see something more, um, Vellum, just for anybody that has not used it before, it is only available on Macs. Um, they are not announcing any plans to use it on PC. So just as a heads up for anybody here with a PC. Um, is there anything y'all can let me know in the chat? Is there anything we're looking forward to seeing, or we just kind of want to see everything? I'm going to real quick. I'm going to show you. I am a romance author. I dabble in all genres. I'm just going to show you some of the things that I've done with Vellum really quickly, and um, just kind of show you kind of like how I use it. Okay, so this is one of the first books that I really like bedazzled. Um, and so in all of this, I'm going to show you, I use Unsplash and Canva religiously to help with everything that I do in Vellum. But like all this stuff you can do in Vellum, of course, that's the generic things. We're gonna talk about what makes it pretty. They have, oh yeah, it's only on Mac. Um, you can do background white text. Yes, the background headers are the thing. Yes. Okay, those are like one of the simplest things to do. And now you can change it, like all mine are the same, but now you can change it to where different chapters have different background headers. So I'm excited to play with that. I'm trying to find the page where I have double right here. So I did double artwork. That was like when I started experimenting. And then this is the latest one I did. iPad, it has different software, so it will not be able to run on an iPad. I made sure to look that up as well. And the cost of Vellum, I can go ahead and tell you all that now as well. I know it is a shame it's not available because it's amazing. So I don't know if they ever run deals, but for Vellum, just to design ebooks, it's $199. It's a one-time fee, and that's it forever. And then thank you. And then it's $250 for ebooks and paperbacks. So it's $100 more or $50 more for paperbacks. And then this is the one, this is coming out. It's a surprise. I haven't told anybody. It's coming out next week. But it's a combination of a whole bunch of novellas I did. But I got like a little bit more creative, and I did like an intro page, again, all in Canva. And then I did a dual page thing, like where it runs across. And then of course, these are the chapter headers. All of those I made in Canva as well. They had a deal. Oh yeah. Yeah. Always hold off. Like around this time, everything's on sale. I just went to the website. It's not on sale yet, but hopefully. Okay. I have two questions and then I'm gonna get started. Okay, Vellum. Okay, we answered that one. Um, how much does the program cost? We answered that one. And then what is Vellum? It is a designing software for formatting ebooks or paperbacks. So yes, that's what it's for. And then again, I only use it, of course, for my romance novels, but it, of course, can be used for absolutely everything. That's what struggle with dual page. So I actually did a lot of that. I can totally show you that. And I actually did it in Canva. Um, it was just easier for me, and I'll show you. I think I'm gonna pull up the Four Seasons, the Vellum program to show y'all. Yes, we're going to talk about the new changes because I had to go to Canva and make a handwritten note that Vellum now does. And then what was the other update? It was the text message feature, which I decided I wasn't even going to bother because it was going to take me way too long. Okay, so let me screen share and we are going to look at my Vellum. Okay, can everyone see? Oh Lord, there's like so many little things up. Hold on. Okay. Can everyone see like my little vellum thing? Awesome. Okay. So when you are, there's like all these little popped up windows. Is it easy for those who don't have much experience with formatting? Absolutely. Um, book brush images. Book brush, I have only used those for marketing. I've never actually put any of the images in Vellum before. Okay. Let me close this out. Okay, so I'm gonna open, hold on. I wonder if I exit out. Okay, I won't do anything. All right, very good. All right, so I'm gonna open the Four Seasons. And hold on. Y'all can still see, right? Let me know if like you can't see at any time. All right. So, oh, it's gone. We can't see me. Uh-oh. Okay. I think it's because I made it full screen. You cannot make full screen, obviously. Okay. Share. Okay. So this is when you first open it up, you're going to import a Word file, or you can select a project you're already working on. And then you've got to add, all your chapters and all your good stuff. Now, for those that have never used it, it's going to automatically give you, I believe, your title page. It automatically fills it in for you, depending on what you labeled your Word document. It's going to give you a copyright and the chapters. If you label your chapters in Word, like chapter 1, chapter 2, it's going to go ahead and break it up for you. I think even if you put like a title, it's going to break it up for you into different chapters. You can add down here just by simply going to this little wheel, the settings wheel, and then it breaks it down pretty easy. So you could add a chapter and it'll automatically say, it'll go off the next chapter. We have elements. Oh no, it can be used for poetry books. Absolutely. You're just going to format it a little bit differently than fiction and nonfiction people would. But I feel like it would be exactly the same. It'd be pretty, like if you wanted to put pictures or artwork, and then have the poems or anything like that, for sure. So you have blurbs, and some of that it automatically will put like a standard, like for copyright, it'll automatically put like a standard. And then you of course change it. So nothing, where's my copyright? So nothing, so it automatically, I believe, puts in like all this right here. And then of course I put in those that did the cover designing, editing. Again, all personal preference. So let's get to like more of the fun stuff. Well, let me go back because there are people that haven't used it. Hold on. And then these are literally all the things that you could probably ever need, especially for like poetry. You have your afterwards, your acknowledgments about the author, any other works you may have. But I mostly stay for most of this, like today, I'll stay in like the full page image and the uncategorized. And then we are going to experience the note taking and the text together. Like I tried to play with it. So we're going to play with it. All right. Let me make sure I have 2 questions. Hold on. I'm trying to keep up with that. Vellum does not have a free version right now. Believe me, I was looking for a while before I downloaded it, but right now it does not. Can we add links in the back matter? Absolutely. Let me show you that really quickly before we go on. Sorry, this is like a novella. It's a omnibus, they call it. Right here, also by the author. So when you go back here, you can put your links in. And you right click, right click, and then add text feature, and then it will be, it may not, because I have like a lot. Oh, right here. I've already done it. So disable hyperlink. So this would say something different if you didn't have a link. Like, let me click on Hollow Knight's novella. Right here. So add text feature, and then web link, store link, internal link. An internal link would be like if you want to go somewhere else in the book. And then I always just use web link because I always link it to Amazon. And then of course, like they have Goodreads. Uh, Oh, nice. Thank you. Because that was a question. Do you think it will be free? So you can, that's what I did do. You can download it for free, play with it, create, literally do everything in it. And then if you want to extract the file for actual use, then you'd have to pay. So that's really good because it is an expensive program. So at least let you like play around with it. All right. And then real quick over here, I'm kind of like jumping, I'm about to slow down. Over here, this little tablet right here, it shows you different viewing, how it would look to view it in different places. So let me just click on a thing. So this would be just a standard Kindle Fire. They have Paperwhite, kind of what it would look like. iPad, of course, iPhone. And it's really important to check a lot of like all the, once you're like getting your like feet wet, like to make sure you're checking everything, to make sure it looks good in all of them. And then of course it's got print, and print will look obviously different. And then you'll have to just make sure you put your size, depending on what size. I know that nonfiction, everybody does something differently. So make sure you have your size right. And that's really important for when you go into Canva. Everything I'm going to show today on Canva, like importing it over, is going to be 5.5 by 8.5 because that's just that's what I started my books at. So I'm going to continue. I don't want to make my books different size. So that's what I'm going to do, but make sure, when you're creating things that you look at that kind of thing as well. I think that's it for now and there. Okay. So for headers, somebody wanted to talk about the headers. So we're going to do that now. So there's two different things. You have your headers and then you have your background image. So like where it says Aria chapter 1, that is a header. And then the actual picture of like the snowy stuff behind is a background image. So that's two separate things. So when you upload your file, your Word file, it's just going to be plain text. And it's going to have this right here. Let me see. Okay, there's something else I took out. Oh, numbered right here. So that's what it's going to look like when you first, thank you. That's what it's going to look like when you first get your book. It's going to have, let me see. Oh, if I take it out, it'll be a thing. Anyways, but it's going to have the chapter 1. It's going to have the title or whatever you called it. And then to hide that and replace it with an image, I found the best way because you can go up here and it tells you like if you want to add an image right here, add a header image, but they're small. They're really small. They're not going to be as big as these right here. They're going to be tiny. So I decided I needed to figure out a different way because I didn't like that in the books. So if you ever want to change your header image, what you're going to do is you're just going to simply click hide heading in book. And then I do mine unnumbered because in this book in particular, because I had a whole bunch of books in it, I did not want the chapters to be numbered, but you can totally leave that. But you do have the option to take it away, especially for like poetry. Like maybe you don't want to number the different pages because you'd probably have like 60, depending on how many poems you have, you'd have a lot. So you can unnumber it. And what you're going to do is you would right click. And then everything is going to be, when you're in it, let me move the chat a little bit. When you're in it, everything is right click, add text feature. That's a lot of things is where you're going to go. And then you would, of course, add image. And that's how you get your little thing. Now, this is the part that takes a long time and it has a little commitment because I make all of mine on Canva and then I just save them to a file and then I just pull them all over at once. That's the easy part. The Canva is the one that takes a long time. Just because my chapter 1 and all that stuff, it's like an actual image. And then of course you have different sizes that you can make it. You can play around with like what type you want it. And then of course you add a description for accessibility. I have to go in there and do all those. I'm not because it's not going on ebooks. And then you can even add a web link. So if they click on the image, it could take it. I know that like, for example, there's a author, Sophie Lark, she puts music like in certain parts of her books. Like if that's or if like you had like something that you wanted like a certain image to take somebody somewhere like nonfiction, and you had some information, if they wanted more information about that picture, you could put the link right here. So if they clicked on it, it would go to that. Or like the song, how she did it, they could click on it and it would go to Spotify and pull up the song. So that's an option for all images, not just your header options. Are there any questions about that? Canva they do have free options on Canva. They have free fonts and everything like that. I do have the paid version. Yes, I have the paid version, but they do have free as well. What size do you make yours? So mine are the largest ones that is available on here. So if I go here, it's that biggest box, and I can show you the difference really quickly. So this is going to be your smallest one. That's your semi-small. That's your medium. And then that's your large. And it's like that for my ebooks and my books. Now, if you look at this and you're like, that's like too big and overpowering, then make it, smaller. But see, it covers up like a good portion of the book. Like not so much lengthwise, but like the top, it's pretty big. So I just make it the biggest, but it's totally, oh, my foot's falling asleep. It's totally on you and personal preference. Okay, I'm gonna pull up let me go to, okay. So to go to the background, to talk about the background, I want to see, do I have any more questions before I go on? I use the free Canva, and there are some good options and choices with the free versions. And what I use it for is design my own journals and planners. Oh, for personal use. Yes. They've got some good stuff. Sorry, I want to be sure. Is a tree background and the chapter heading one the same image or two separate images? They're two separate images. So my cover designer, for that book, she sent me, I actually got lucky on this one. She sent me, the art from the actual book that she used that you can't see behind the image. Like she sent me that stuff. And so that is what I used in Canva. But places like Unsplash, they have free commercial use images that you can use as a background. Yes, we'll talk about that in a second though, because I'm like, I get going. But yes, they're two separate images. Because like if I go right here and I click on Kindle Fire, do you see how the image went away? Because they're two separate ones. So, and that's the cool thing. Like you can give yourself different, like if I wanted to change the header background, I have like the options are here to like change it. Okay, so I'm going to go into the curly Q thing right here. This little curly Q. Does everybody see it? Where it says show styles. Because everything else is kind of like, but this is like where it kind of gets where you can play. So this is the part where you can pick different things. So they have popular stuff for you, like popular styles. And if you notice, it's right here where the style is. Like just to kind of see like how it kind of like starts, the font that's being used. That's kind of what it's talking about. I always go with Recital. And then you can click on, there we go. Let me go back so everybody can see that. So once you pick on, and they break it down by like more, like even more. And then they have a dyslexic one and a legible one. I haven't played with that. But I have played with the dyslexic one. Oh, excuse me. Because I also am a teacher in the daytime. And I think it was super interesting. And so I like wanted to see like if I could ever put work for my students in there. And so it's been super helpful in different ways because you like upload it as a PDF. Okay. Anyways, sorry. So once you pick one, you are going to go to this little slidey bar thing. And I wish I knew the proper name for those. And then you have your different things that you can do. So they already have preset ones that you can just play with. So you have your headers. These are for like those top of the ones that say chapter 1 that I always hide, but it also is for like the note from the author, also by author, everything in the book. And it just tells you the different styles. As you can see, like they don't vary like a super lot. Like this one is just to the right. This one's in the middle. What's the difference between these two? You see, I don't even see a, y'all see a difference? See, like those I don't really play with because they're just like kind of generic. Okay, so here is the heading background. This is what would be not on the left side, but on the right side. This is what goes behind your new chapters. So right here, not this one right here, just for the beginning of each chapter. These are the backgrounds. You can, depending on how big the image is, you can span it over two. Because I had a quote on, like I had quotes on my other side, I could not do that, but you can. Again, you can do it in Canva where you take the image, you make sure it's gonna go across. You have to get sizing. Even if you don't use Amazon to publish, Amazon has free templates you can download for sizes. And you can make sure your image is the proper amount, and then you can put that the image spans on both sides. I always do full bleed, so that it goes all the way from the top of it goes like to the corners. There's no edges or anything like that. So full bleed is what I always stay inside of. And again, this would only be available in print. It's not going to do this for your KDPs. I mean, for your online books or ebooks. It's just your paperbacks. Yes, I do publish on Amazon and on Barnes and Nobles. And then this one right here, use white text. So let me show you. So let me go into print. And if you have a dark image, like I did with this book right here, I probably won't do it again because, not because it's not absolutely gorgeous. It's just that, you have to make two different files, one for ebooks and then one for, the headers. I mean, you have to make one for ebooks and then one for print. So from now on, I've just decided to do light images with black print. But if that's not a thing for you, then this is what the white text would look like. And it's only if you have a dark image, and it will show you what it looks like before you like commit. So like if I was to click that, you see all my text goes away because like you can barely see it. But it's really cool if you have a dark image. And then you can apply it to all chapters or individual elements. And again, you can change the name. So I have to change this to like forest. There we go. And then I don't think I have image 2. Okay. And then if I have a different image, then I can just start uploading them in here. And then remember before it told me like which one I wanted to use for my background. Right here, heading background, forest, and you can name all the images. So I think that would be really cool. If you had like a whole bunch of different ones that like back in the day, they didn't have that feature for this. So I would have did it because this is a Mafia Alice in Wonderland. So if they would have had that, which I might actually go back and change it now that I'm thinking about it, but each character would have had a different background. So you knew, like it just added to the experience because it had like 5, I think that had 5 POVs in it. Let me make sure I don't have any questions. No. Okay. And if y'all have any questions or if you want to see something, just let me know. Okay. Let me go back to the little slider bar to see what else we were looking at. Okay, we did the header backgrounds. Okay. This right here is for your first paragraph. And I like how it gives you like a little like a little preview before you like commit. So it has quite a few. And as you can see, like if you're looking right here in the text, it'll like show you like the vibe of what it would be like. So this is just regular. It starts off normal. That just makes the first word capital. I like the first one big. It's again, personal preference, but I like that there's so many options. And then this one is super important because after the paragraph, after a break. So this is like, if you have a time jump or like in this book, she was talking about something and then she's back somewhere else. So again, time jumps or anything of that nature. If you have an ornamental break, this is how you want the first paragraph to look after. And again, you just go through it and you just look. You can make it like it's a whole new thing, or just subtle. And I do mine just subtle. Again, personal preference. Does the cap drop happen automatically, or do you need to set that up? It's automatic. And then you go in and you change it if you don't like it. So it'll automatically be, oops, I made that way too big. It'll automatically be, I believe, the one that I have it, and then you can change it. And that's going to be, again, in this little pretty little swirly swoo, and then in the slider bar. And like once you do it like once or twice, like it's like ingrained in you. And then this is the ornamental break. I did a snowflake because this particular book is winter theme, but they have like different options for you. And my other books, in one book I had a spider web, and those are like, again, for those time jumps. Those are the little things that you see in books. Of course, I don't have one like available for you to look at, but they have like little ones instead of having just like the star, which you still can do. They just have little different things if you want to create a ornamental break, or you can also do create custom, which I usually do all the time. This is the first time I didn't have to do it because I already have my stuff like, so I was good. When you upload the Word doc, will it automatically keep the formatting, like the line breaks and indents, or do you need to go back and fix it yourself? Yes, it makes sense. Yes, it does keep it. I've had it once or twice where it didn't, but that was a me issue. But as long as it's formatted correctly in Word, yes, it automatically does everything for you. And then you don't have to do anything at all. So as long as and it's because I procrastinate, so I write everything in Google, and then sometimes I forget, and yeah, it's just a thing. So, but once you format in Word, you're good. Okay, so this is for photographs. So of course I keep mine absolutely plain. But this is for all photographs throughout the book. So before I had like a note that was written, I had a note that I put in. I should have brought that book. I didn't even think about grabbing that book before I came in here. But oh, you know what? I have another note. I'm going to look while I'm talking. But this is going to be the background image for any photograph that's in the book, including your headers, because again, I don't do the add a small photo. I use a big one. So if you were to add the big one, this is considered a photo. And so you have the option of like highlighting that, I guess, like popping it out. And I don't. Again, personal preference. It's an option for you to have there. It depends on the look that you're going for. But that would apply to all images throughout the book. They don't have it, I believe, where you can change that part. That would just be once you apply it once, it would go to all photos in the book. I'm going to find it for y'all. All right. Header and footers. So this they've recently made it better. You can change the layout of it where you want your headers and footers. Let me go to like right here. Okay. So these are the inside pages. I made it to where they were on the top left. You can make it to where it's the bottom. Like you see how like it has a little number, like it has everything like where you want it. And then it says like the alignments, like where do you want it? I wanted mine on the side, again, personal preference. And I like that you can play with it and it'll show you right here in live view. This one, it would be title, but you can change it to the author, the chapter number, and chapter title. I learned doing the 4 Seasons book where, again, I have 4 novellas. I really had hoped that I could do different people for, different books, but I can't. It only let you do the name of the book, not the name of like a section. So hopefully that is a feature that they come out with. And then again, you can do on the right side, you can do any of those things. And then mine is chapter title, but let me see. Yeah, so it was able to have that. So it has like who's speaking, or whose POV you're in, but for my right, it just has the title of the entire book, not the novella. So like for poems or whatever, you wouldn't be able to put separate like sections in there. But that's hopefully, again, they're always updating and finding ways to like make it better. So and then here's some things that you can do. You can hide things on the first page. And then you can also add like an ornament, which is just like a little image, if you wanted to, up there as well. And I have some questions. Do you use Google Docs? Yes, I use Google Docs to write drafts. That's just a preference. So it has nothing to do with Vellum or anything though. Once you have finished everything, what do you do then? Do you export as PDF? Okay, so I'll show you that in a little bit. So I'm going to keep your question open. Can you use the photo options for quotes instead of using it for large chapter names in the beginning? Yes, absolutely. That's what I've done before that I was trying to like look at. Yes, you can. And every time that you do that, you just need to make sure that when you're saving the image, in whatever platform you're using, that you always do a transparent background unless you want the edges to show in your books, because if not, it will have the, the white, and depending on what color paper you print on, like I do cream, it would show a white box. So depending on what color you use, I'm trying to find this note so y'all can see what it looks like. And I don't understand why I'm having the worst time finding it. Blah. Okay. I know for a fact I have one in here though too. I just want y'all to see, because it's like I wanted to see how images look throughout the book. I'm so mad I can't find it, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So yes, you can use images for anything. Quotes, just depends how you save it. I think you can make minor edits in Vellum for proofreading purposes. Yes. Let me show you. Like this one, this was like a big thing. I wanted to change that. My editor was like, no, but it tells you like right here, I have extra space. So like you can delete that. It doesn't bother me, but like, and I don't know why there's so many, because I did that in Word. And then you can also command find in Word to find anything as well in here. So those are some cool things you can do. Like if you're looking for something, if you decided to change something last minute, you can just go find it. Yes. Okay. I think we were done in there. Let me make sure. Oh, and then body. How do you want, like what font that you want? And then if you want indentations or none, again, all of this is like personal preference. So like if I take the indentations away, let me do spacing. Do you see how it all like just lined up? So that might be important for people that don't want it to be, indented on every paragraph, depending on what type you write. Justify text, all this different stuff right here. Again, all personal preference. All right, now let me, so for getting the 2 images on the 4-leaf that I was telling y'all about, I had to, I'm gonna make that go down. Okay. Let me make sure. Okay, that's the same question. Okay. Full image photo. So I did mine in sections, and so I use the full page image a lot. It always span on one, and make sure if you want it to go from top to bottom that you always do full bleed. Again, that's if you're putting any type of background images in there. If you don't, it will look like that. Okay, so it just depends how, like the style you want it. Again, all personal preference. And then for my one to bleed onto the other page, I know it's hard to tell right there, but because I had quotes, I had to upload it as an image. You can also control where you want it to begin. So it can begin on the left side. You can always have it on the right side. I had to do the left side so that it was always with the first chapter, or you can put whatever. And what that means is it's nothing specific. It's just wherever your last chapter ends, that the image, the full page image would appear wherever. So if your chapter ended on the left, the image would appear on the right. Okay, so now I'm gonna show y'all. Well, let me go ahead and just do this last one. When you're done and you generate, so I can answer that last question, you can pick how you want it. These are the options that are available to you: Kindle, Apple, Nook, Kobo, Google, generic. I always do generic, Kindle, and then yes, for this particular book, it's not going to be on Kindle. It's just a print book, so I only updated the print. And again, print settings, and you can go it gives you popular trim sizes, but you can also go to more options, of course, and do other stuff. I have never messed with any of this stuff. But as you can see, you can always make it the font size bigger, the line spacing right here you would do. But I've never messed with any of this. And then you can also change it to centimeters or inches. But yes, but it has like literally the sky's the limit when it comes to specify like how you want it. Are you going to make me do it? That's fine. Cancel. There we go. Okay. So let me share Safari. Okay. Oh, hold on. I have a question. Oh, I answered that one. Yes, and it exports it as a PDF but it also has those other formats. Does the image transfer an ebook like the paragraph break image section? I've seen images on Word after changes after uploading. Changed. It should, but again, when you're in let me see. When you're in Vellum, it's super important to check your images to make sure that it's how it looks. So right now I have it in print, and I'm going to go to Paperwhite, for example, or no, I'll go to Fire. It's just super important to check to make sure the images, I don't think I have any images in this book except for the headers. So it's just to make sure that how they look on each different type of format after you generate the format for which you want. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it does. Because in my book that has, let me see if I can open it up. That would probably just be easier, huh? Didn't even think about that. Not that one. Can y'all see the book I have uploaded right now? It says Alexi. Can y'all see that one, or does it still show you the other one? The other one. Okay. Let me do right here. Okay. Okay. Do y'all see Alexi? Okay, perfect. So this is that book, and let me see, because I have right here. Okay, so these are the notes that I used to make in Canva, and it used to drive me crazy because you like, but now you can do it in Vellum, which we're gonna play with here in a moment. But these images are also in. If I'm answering you correctly, they also transfer to the ebook one. See that, you see this little coin? That's my elemental break for this book, and that's a custom one. And that was what the artist for the book sent me, because this was a comic book type vibe. It was like a Batman thing. And so she sent me like the coin that she created. But like all these images right here, these are little notes that I had to write in Canva. And then I uploaded them, and I had to make sure, that they looked different in every every format. So you just see how big it is right there. You just have to kind of like check it, but it does transfer over. You just got to make sure you check it and make sure it looks good. And again, you play with that right here. Nope, sorry. Right there. Okay. Now let me go back. The notes feature is limited, but so good. I played with it yesterday. Yes. Okay. Let me see if I can find it again. I played with it yesterday, y'all, but my day was a little cray because of we just got out for Thanksgiving break here in America. For Texas, we just got out. So yesterday was a day. And so I was like, I'm going to sleep. Okay, let me see where it's at. Let me just show you real quick where y'all can go, and then we'll play with the two new features. If you have any more questions, ask me now before I start that. So that I make sure I get to you. How do you manage to stick with one idea? It's so hard. Like, what do you mean? Like book wise, or designing designing the book? Oh, book wise, I I don't know. Well, I have two series currently going on at the same time. I have a Hollow Knight series, that's holiday novellas, and then I have my Batman series, well, personality inspired series that I have going on. I don't know, you just got to write them down. Don't jump around like I'm doing right now everywhere. Okay, so this is Unsplash. If you haven't heard of Unsplash, they have I'm not even showing y'all. Sorry, hold on. Sorry. Share. Not all US states have the entire week off, depends on location, but Texas always has a fall break. Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes, Texas, we have our fall break. In the district I work for, we actually have a lot of breaks. We had a week off in October too, but we go longer. Anyways, okay. But it's always like, it paused. It does not want me to go to full screen. Okay, hold on. There we go. You can see it. Okay. So here is the website, Unsplash right here. And like I said, you can go to the license to make sure. All images can be downloaded and used for free, commercial and non-commercial purposes, no permission needing. So when you download a picture, it also like automatically generates like, I think, a tweet that you can tweet out the photographer and say thank you. You cannot make changes to the photo. Like, it can be a background image because I had to email, but it cannot be, you can't like alter it, if that makes sense. Like significant, like if there's a model, you can't do things like, it's hard to explain what I mean. Like you can't, their work has to be intact. Like in my, not in my Four Seasons, because that's the cover designer sent it, but like, any background images, like these flowers that I used in this particular book, like the artist works intact, like it's just a background image, but their picture is still there. Like I didn't like change their image. And as long as that's then you're fine to use it. And then you cannot compile photos from Unsplash to replicate a similar or competing service. So as long as you're doing that, you're fine. So I always go here. They're growing because when I start using them, they didn't have, a lot of images, but again, the photography on here is absolutely stunning. I just like, some of these pictures are absolutely mind-blowing. They also have now, because they are growing, they have Unsplash Plus, which means that you would have to pay for the service. I have not tried that yet. But it's like the photographer on here, I mean, the different pictures on here are absolutely incredible that you can use as a background image. Like change their hair, color of their shirts, or flowers, unless it's converted to B&N for the print book. I would always double check because this is significant changes. So again, I would double check because I didn't alter their photos, because I checked that before and I had emailed them about, to make sure. But I feel like the hair and the color is different, but again, I don't know. I would always double check, to make sure you have all your bases covered, like you have it in email. Like don't call, like just have it in email. And then you can search for different things. Like if I wanted to search for cake, that's iStock, so don't go there. They have like the different images here. And again, a lot of them are free. They're absolutely stunning, beautiful images that you can use, background images, whatever. But that's where I go for that. And then lastly, Canva. Can you see Canva? Excuse me. Can you see Canva? I just want to make sure. Perfect. Okay. And then I have a question. Oh, book. I got you. So my Canva is extremely messy. Please excuse it because I'm always in here. But because I make my bookmarks, I make everything in here. These are the little notes, as you can see, that I made in Canva. Again, I found an element of a cutout thing, and then I played with the different fonts. And then when I shared it, when I downloaded it, I'm sorry, you just need to make sure that you have your transparent background, and then you're going to bring it out however you want. I believe, of course, I use the PNG. See, and I was going to do the text bubble, y'all. I decided not to, but we're about to go play with that really quickly before we get off. This is a chapter break, an element that I used in my Halloween novella for that little ornamental break for the time jumps. So you can use whatever you want there. And then for pictures. Okay, so I'm going to go quick. So what I did was I downloaded the template for the book. And then I know that looks really messy. And then what I did is I made 2 boxes and I like played with it and then to see like how big it needed to be. And after you do that for your size, then you would just create like right here where it says resize, you would create that size. And then that's how you do it. Like you just have to find your size. Once you find your size, y'all, like that's all it is. And then I just uploaded it. See, I made them right here. And then I played with how I wanted it. Please make sure, because I know that looks like it's on top of each other, but when you share, like when you download it, it put a space. And like before, of course, I had it like way down here, like appropriately. But when I like shared it, when I downloaded it, the image was like way down there. So just make sure you're checking everything, like always double check. But so I did the images that's how I did the span is I cut it in half. And then I did the other one for right here, the chapter header. This is where I put the chapter header. So I downloaded this, of course, as a blank picture. And when you share, when you download it, just keep it in a file. That way, when you're in Vellum, you're looking in the same file folder and you're not like constantly looking at your downloads. So I would do this all at once. And then when you download it, it'll all be in one folder. That way, when you're in Vellum, you're just staying in one folder. It cuts your time down. Excuse me. And yes, so that's it with that. That's how I use Canva. I just take it. And again, these are images that my artist sent me, but of course you can look at different ones. I would just be careful using Canvas. I would really just use like Unsplash or ones that you buy from commercial sites to just make sure that they are eligible for you to use. Okay. Any questions about how else you can use Canva? And quotes, like how I use that picture as a note. Where did it go? See, right here is where I used as well for where is it at? Oh, down here. I didn't even keep scrolling. I played with 2 different ones. This is for another book. This is the background image. And this is because I didn't want to use the white font. I just turned down the transparency. Sorry, you can't do it because I'm not in full screen. But, and then I had 2 different versions for 2 different kinds of books. But this is how, and then I always use images and then for my title pages and stuff like that. Like once you have your size, it's all about importing and it makes it super simple. And these are background images this is my Halloween book. This is my Christmas book. Thank you. This is the 4-leaf is a St. Patty's Day book. And then this is my 4th of July book. And Yes. And then of course, Canva, you can use it for everything. Like I'm doing a holiday card, and these are all my characters' signatures. Just play with Canva too. Canva and Vellum work really well hand in hand. Like it's their relationship is beautiful until Vellum has, I mean, until Vellum has everything. But yeah, Canva is the place to go. Okay. So I only have 10 minutes, so we're gonna go in and look at the last two things. If you have any questions, ask me. I hope I'm getting everything to y'all and it's not too all over the place. Let me go back to sharing Vellum. Okay. Okay. So let us see. Now, this is the part that I was worried about because when Vellum does come out with a new feature, sometimes they gotta play with it. It's not perfect, just like anything else. Oh, you can still see Canva. Thank you. Sharing. New share. Vellum. There we go. Share. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna go add text features. Oh, they do have verses and everything as well. The verse and the block quotations, which I've used before. I want to show y'all what that looks like. Hold on, stop share. My computer is like not being nice to me right now. That's weird. It's like all of a sudden. Right here it is. Okay. Okay, y'all should see Cameron. Dorian and Evelyn. That is what the text quotations look like. You see how it's like indented. So that's what that looks like. All right, so let's go play. I'm going to scroll to the bottom. We're going to play with the feature really quickly. At the written notes and the bubbles. Okay, so we have text, conversation, and written notes. These are two things. Again, I've only played with them momentarily, but let's look at written notes first, and let's see how it looks on the screen. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to look and see what that looks like. That's at the very back of this chapter. Oh. There we go. Okay, so it comes out as so on the book that I showed you earlier, how I had it was like a scrap of paper. This is only going to be like where there's no background, which I actually think I like better. I think, yeah, I don't know. You can just experiment with it. And then this is how you want it. The note centered, of course, all preference. And then keep lines on the same page, clear formatting. Yeah. Okay. So the only thing with this is I think that's the font. Yeah. Because it would let me change. Oh, there is? Oh, you can edit in styles. Okay. Okay. Let's go to styles. Let's see. I was about to say, hold on. Let's go to the slidey bar. This wasn't here before because I didn't have a written note. Okay. So once we added the written note, and then we went back in styles, you can scroll over. Okay, it's got some. Well, that's kind of just like font. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 fonts outside of text. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. And I bet you it's going to be the same thing when we go ahead and add in a text conversation. So let's add in a text conversation really quickly. Text conversation. Hey, you hate me. Let me go back up because I just realized that was like a spicy scene. So let's not be on a spicy scene. Okay. Text conversation. There we go. I'm gonna love this one, I feel like. Where did it go? Where is it? Oh, it's at the back of the chapter. Okay, I like this one. Okay. And then you can control right here, like who says it. So like, if somebody double texts or whatever, I'm definitely going to go back and change some of my stuff now. But I do like this right here. And then, oh, so we can add like a person's name as well. Okay. So I like that a lot. So if I was like, enter and make it as a person. Oh, so you have to put it on top. Okay. So when you put the names on top, that corresponds with the person who's texting. I like it. Would be able to change existing text in the text convo or written note? Yes. Yes. You can go back. I can go back. Like right now, I'm not going to keep this. I'm going to change it. And it's all like in this thing right here. And I can clear formatting and the whole thing will go away. But I really like how it allows you to label who's speaking. And no, you can always play with the program. Like it sometimes that inspires you. Oh my gosh, I don't have 2 minutes. Sorry. Sometimes that inspires you to get stuff done. Just play with it. Or fade to black. Everything. I like everything. But the text, the written notes is pretty cool, but the text is definitely the text is definitely going to be useful. Especially if like I can just imagine like that's really cool. But those are the 2 newest features to Vellum. Everything else, like if you don't have it, download it for free, play with it. Again, a lot of your time is going to be spent in this little curly cue, adding the page images. Oh, thank you. Anyways, I'm always here. Reach out anytime. I don't want to go over my time. I don't know if I'll get in trouble. But yes, reach out anytime. Vellum is fun. Again, Canva. See, the whole thing just went away and then I just got to erase that text. Make sure you do that if you make changes, y'all. You always got to check. Now I'm gonna have to go back to that chapter. Yes, thank y'all. Again, I'm always here if y'all need anything. I feel like I covered a lot and that was kind of overwhelming and I'm all over the place, but yeah, MacBooks, I do love them. The continuity between MacBooks, being able to do everything, it's flawless. So, but I'm going to let them take over from here. Or no, actually, I end it for all. That is correct. I remember my training. But anyways, if you have any questions, please feel to reach out. I'm on Instagram anywhere. But I hope y'all enjoy the rest of the presentations. I will actually be joining a few as well because I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff. But anyways, but yes, download it, play with it for free and have fun and create something magical. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day or night, wherever you are. I'm about to run to Starbucks and get me some coffee. So y'all have a good one. Thank y'all so much.